5 years ago, I had something I needed to resolve in Romania. I contacted Tate on social media. I didn't really have any contacts there. He helped out in a way. I said, look, as a gesture of my thanks, come over to one of my facilities in Ukraine. I have various weapons and tactics training facilities around the world. And we did some pretty intense shooting. I think I earmarked about 2,000 rounds for the 3 days, but we went through 8,000. These guys,
oh my God.
It was dawn to dusk and then some. Very little sleep, a lot of drinking back then. Thankfully, that's all behind us. And I realized these guys were built different. They're very high level of both mental and physical capability. But at the end of that, it was Tristan's birthday. We're sitting in a cigar lounge, and I heard them both speaking with such insight and such clear-cut analysis of things like the war on masculinity, on the failing West. And I said to them, guys, you have a leadership role to play in terms of masculinity, in terms of combating wokeness and all these things. I'll support however I can. Now, for the longest of time, I was a guy in the background. I was fine with that. However, when they were detained and all these Twitter spaces, that was the first time I really went loud and to speak up for Andrew, and as a result, I was doxxed, so I don't need to say, hide behind Sartorial shoot anymore. I can actually say my name. But it's because of the fact that I've been around the Tates so much, more than anyone outside their family for the last 5 years, and because I know the real Tates, all these experts, these investigators, these journalists pretending to understand who Tate is. I know I've been there, and I'm a credible source of analysing who a person is and isn't. So that's why I'm here. That's why I've gone loud. As to how Tate has impacted my life, wow, many different ways. And I often talk about the importance of brotherhood. I think as men, you need to find other men on the same level as you to go and conquer the world and so on. That's based on the dynamic Andrew and Tristan have, their strong brotherhood. And also within the War Room, the organisation they've created, we promote that concept of having a brother there who's not only pushing you, but also catching you if you slip up, but also that living in that masculine frame. The example being, if you wake up and your brother goes to the gym at 7 in the morning, you're not going to sit there and watch. You're going to do it as well,
yeah,
right? So that idea of healthy male competition in a supportive sort of brotherhood, that has absolutely revolutionized pretty much every area of my life. And the organization that they created, the War Room, we've got so many capable men in there, always sharing insights and advice, whether it's finances or fitness or parenting, you name it, life hacks, all these things. So much knowledge has been drawn from both what I call Tate knowledge and from the War Room information sharing. Pretty much every area of my life has been positively impacted. So that's why I speak of it so highly. I am living proof of the power of the Tate message to take you from that sort of vanilla existence into someone who's created what I call a custom-made reality. If you follow the tenets of Tate, if you get the right brothers around you, you can absolutely transform your life, as I have done over the last 5 years.
I just want to go back a little bit to your newfound stardom. You're a security guy. You're the type of person that wants to be, behind the scenes. And I understand that and I get that. And sometimes I sort of wish I was behind the scenes, actually. But how are you enjoying the newfound stardom that you have?
I have to say I'm a bit conflicted. For the longest of time, even though I'm 6'6", I'm quite tall. It was an issue on certain types of tasks. Like if you're doing surveillance and you're taller than everyone, you're going to stand out, right?
Yeah.
So I always put a lot of energy in being the guy in the background. For many different tasks, I'd grow my hair out or I'd dress in a certain way that didn't stand out. Obviously, all that's gone now. I'm okay with being recognised publicly, even though it goes against who I've been for so many years, because the reason I'm being recognised is very positive. The amount of people who come up to the Tates and now are coming up to me, and all I'm doing is pushing the Tate principles and the Tate message. Just last night, we were night before actually, in a restaurant. One of the waiters spoke for 2 minutes about how one of my videos had positively impacted his life. It was really touching. Like that's real. So I don't really need people coming up to me in public. I'm not a fan of it. But if it ties into spreading that positive message and changing people's lives for the better, I'll accept it. That's fine. But yeah, one day my everything will get cancelled, I'm sure, because I'm not going to stop supporting Tate. So my Instagram will be cancelled. My YouTube will be cancelled. Fine. Good. Life will be simpler. I'm okay with that as well.